Hello, hello, hello. Is my audio working right now? I think it's working right now. I can see some bars coming up, so I think it's working right now. Okay. Everything good? Are we all good? We are all good. Okay, I think we're all good. Welcome everybody. Sorry for the 5-minute technical audio delay or audio problem. I wanted to wish you all well on this beautiful Friday evening. It is the last day of the week or the first day of the weekend, however you want to be looking at things. Wanted to say hi first to the hardcore crew. Hi Zaldi, hi Darren, hi Lex, hi Gerson, hi Michael, hi Nikolai, hi Alan, hi Theodore, hi Jennifer, hi Sweet Canary. Thank you for informing me that the microphone was not working. I don't know what is going on. I didn't change anything at all, but sometimes apparently whenever Bitcoin is making whenever Windows is making an update, then some weird stuff always happens, right? So once again during the night, I was sleeping, and then I woke up and I saw there was like some Microsoft Windows 10 update once again that is automatic, and then of course most of my charts were gone again. I had to update stuff again, but it's not that bad. It's always good to have a refreshment of the charts, right? Oh, hi Laxman. Hope you still held your long position at 11,350. We were talking about it yesterday that most likely would be going to 11,800, and I really hope you held onto it and cashed in some hardcore monies. So if you have some update about your position, please let me know. Are you still holding on to your long? Or did you already close and took the profits today? I'm curious to know. Anyways, we have quite a lot of stuff to be going through. Well, not really, not really a lot, but some stuff that we have to be going through. Let's first go into the most important chart of all time, and that is the Dixie. The Dixie is what we are looking at. So right now, as you can see here, I always take a look to be honest, every 4 hours I take a look at the Dixie because the Dixie is so important. And right now, as we can see right now, it is going down a little bit and it's still pushing towards the downside. The question is, of course, do we keep everything below the EMA 55 and EMA 21? That's the most important thing. This looks like a huge rejection candle, basically from the EMA 21. So it's looking good. Most likely it is dropping more towards the downside. What does that mean? Very good news, obviously, in the macro perspective for the whole market, in terms of like investment, in terms of like stocks market, investment, gold, everything is that's very, very positive because everything is being traded into the dollar, right? So that's the reason why we are taking a look at it. And just taking a look at the traditional markets, we can clearly see that so we touched almost broke all-time high on the S&P, almost there. We're taking a little breather right here, but as you can see, nothing very, very dramatic. We are still above the EMA 55 a little bit. We closed one candle below the EMA 21, but now we are back above it. So most likely when the stock market is going to be opening for the last day tonight, I do expect us to be pushing back up a little bit towards the upside once again, right? So eventually, most likely next week, we will be seeing a new all-time high. That's what I'm expecting for the S&P. Very similar situation also for the Nasdaq chart as well. As you can see here, we made a small push towards the downside, very similar to the S&P, small push towards the downside. But Nasdaq is actually stronger than the S&P right now. We can clearly see never crossed below the EMA 21 at all. Just touched it like a nice little touch and a bump and go towards the upside. And most likely this is the previous all-time high. Most likely by next week we will have another new all-time high once again for Nasdaq as well. So like I said, all-time highs for everybody when the Dixie is going down. So all-time high for S&P, all-time high for Nasdaq, and most likely all-time high. Well, what also happened is, of course, today, last night, during the night, we had an all-time high also for Ethereum. Well, not really an all-time high, but an all-time high for since the past 2 years. So if we are comparing back to August 2018, at that price there, and between from that period until now, this is basically the highest that we have gone as at all, right? So let's take a quick look on Ethereum on the chart. That's a beautiful chart, right? That's a beautiful chart. So basically what we've been talking about is came through. We were waiting for that breakout above or below that that triangle, right? So if we are making a measured move from this triangle, we can clearly see that that's basically the breakout here, and we still have I still think that we have some space to be going. Most likely are we going towards the R2, which is around $445. So I do believe that there's still a little bit more strength of Ethereum to be going towards the upside, and it looks like later tonight I'm expecting first some resistance, always obviously at the first resistance line at 430, but it seems like I said, it seems like the nice rejection a little bit, and then yeah, it seems like we have more strength to be going towards the upside rather than the downside, to be honest. But I'm still expecting somewhere around here 445, where we will be making a nice retracement back down. Do I think that we are going to be going back down all the way or something like that? No, it's very simple. And where do I think that the price is going to be going back down? Well, after we go up towards it doesn't mean that it's sure thing that we're going to be reaching this level, but I'm just saying it has strength to be at least trying to reach the R1 once again later tonight. Somewhere around there. Where are we going to be retracing back to? Well, it's very simple, right? So this green box here was our resistance. This was our resistance point. This was the resistance point that we broke off from, right? And what happens when resistance gets broken up from? Well, resistance will be turning into support. So even if we go all the way back here, eventually what is going to happen is we will most likely going to be going back down here and then make a bounce from there, and then keep on going, keep on going towards the upside, because, well, like I said, the trend is your friend, and as long as we don't see any bearish divergences on the higher time frames and so on and so on, it is still continuation of the trend towards the upside, right? So do I think that is the end for Ethereum? No, I don't think it's the end for Ethereum just yet. We still most likely are going to be having continuation on the Ethereum chart as well, right? Maybe later I can look at some more macro chart perspectives and see, but yeah, that's basically what I'm expecting for Ethereum. Maybe we get another push later on tonight towards the R1 if we close the next 4-hour candle close, so the next 17 minutes, if we close above the R1, then we will have a chance to be testing the R2, right? So that's basically it. We do have to be looking at the RSI is already starting, but well, as you can see here, there's there's quite a lot of space to be going. But what we do have to be what we are also seeing is, of course, the potential. Well, not potential. It's most likely going to be get confirmed, right? The bearish divergence that we're going to get on the 4-hour chart. So we will have that retracement, right? So for the people who don't understand, we are gonna. I don't know where this high is going to go. Let's put it at the R1. It's going to go towards there. And then our RSI is going to be most likely going to be making a lower high, right? So let's say that the RSI comes back to this point here. We're going to have bearish divergence. So we're going to have a retracement towards the downside once that local top is confirmed, right? Is it now on the R1 or the R2? I have, I mean, like I said, it kind of depends on how bullish the next couple of 4-hour candle closes is. It still looks like quite constructive for now, so I'm just saying retest of the R1, and then and if we are able to close above the R1, most likely 445 will be the top, the local top, let's put it like that, and then a nice retracement back to our green box here, and well, that's where I'm going to be putting in some positions, of course, because, well, the trend is your friend, and I do expect us to have continuation. So whenever, this is the most fun part, when we have an uptrend, or People already call it a bull market. Well, I wouldn't say it's a bull market just yet. It's a good market. It's a good uptrend market. It's not quite a bull market just yet, except if you are trading DeFi tokens, then then that's most likely going to be then that's a bull market. If you're trading Link, yes, that's a bull market right there. Anyways, we will have a continuation and a pullback, like I said, most likely back to somewhere around this green box here, and then continuation towards the downside, so the upside, sorry. So that's where I will be putting in a bunch of like positions and continue and enjoy the trend, right? And the longer it takes, obviously the higher it will become. So the first thing that you have always, like I said, always have to be looking at is, of course, the 10 simple moving average, which is currently at 405.19. As you can see, it's still below that green box. So what I'm expecting is, of course, the 10 simple moving average moving back up, and also the EMA 21, which is currently at 400, also moving back up. And while this price is just basically trying to break this area or even break that area, then slowly go back down here, and then this will move here, and it will somewhere around this area, something like this, right? So to be clear, somewhere around that green box most likely is the price going to be retracing back down. So if you're not in a position for Ethereum, don't like, I see all these people like immediately FOMOing and chasing and market longing and this and that. The only market long that you could have been doing is when it broke this green box here. That would have been as okay move, right? So anyways, that's my Ethereum analysis for the short term. I do believe that we will be creating some sort of local top, and then we'll form bearish divergence, make a small pullback towards the downside, most likely, like I said, around this green box back here. Yeah, I know Yam token crashed for 90% because there was apparently there was some bug or some software or some development software issue or something like that. Sorry, there was some bug basically. But well, that's the reason why I am not a long-term holder or not really a fan of altcoins or anything like that. That's the reason why I prefer to be trading very large market cap coins like Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has proven that it has been doing what it can be doing, and it has not been hacked already for the past 10 years. All these new tokens, all these new cryptos, yeah, they are a subset. Yeah, they can be hacked, right? They can be cracked or they can be hacked. They can be, yeah, because it's new. It's a new market, right? So a lot of ideas are great. You know, having a lot of ideas are great, but you have to understand the market is still quite young. The cryptocurrency market is very young. People still have to adjust to how to develop this software or make use of this software in a correct way. And there's a lot of, and as you know, whenever we are in a new market, people will always try to take advantage of the new market as well. So yeah, when it comes to altcoins, like I said, I do, because now the trend is so hardcore to be going to the upside. Of course, I'm trading altcoins a little bit, but yeah, it's just in and out. Like I never hold any altcoin longer than a day. Like it's just in and out. That's basically it, in and out. So yeah, that's the risk that you're taking to be investing in all these small tokens or low market cap tokens. It can just crash and burn very quickly. Okay, anyways, let's take a quick look on Link because that's what we were talking about also yesterday, right? So yesterday I told you guys, yeah, I when we were at I think it was 17.3. Yeah, it was a 17.3. I said, yeah, if it most likely is gonna make another leg towards the upside. I was thinking 17.9, but it even went above that. It went all the way to 18.3, as you can see. And then what I tell you the most likely retracement is always the same, the 10 simple moving average. And as you can see here, it touched the 10 simple moving average here, made a small bounce towards the upside. So you could have played that bounce if you were in front of the computer or in front of things. But what is most likely going to be happening is a move back down towards the EMA 21. And right now I do believe that this is some sort of like a local top that we have formed here, and we are most likely going to be moving back down towards this EMA 21 for link. So that if you were asking me where would I be tempted to be entering a position, well, there you have it. Most likely it's going to be going back down to like the 15.6 15 and a half dollars area or something like that, and then make a bounce from there as well. If we don't bounce from that area, of course the next area is the EMA 55 here. But like I said, the trend is your friend until the end, and like I said, there's some bearish divergence obviously right now on the 4-hour chart, but there's still no bearish divergence on the daily chart. So yeah, I do believe that we will have a, like I said also yesterday, move back down, and then accumulation sideways a couple of days, and then move back up. Like I said, most likely the next leg up is towards the $20 here. So somewhere around the $20 is most likely our next leg towards the upside. So I still don't think that this is the end just yet for Link. So like I said, as long as I don't see any bearish divergence on the daily, then yeah, continuation is most likely the name of the game, and yeah, buy the dip. that's the only thing that that I will be doing, or trying to be doing. But of course, like I said, with these altcoins, for me, it's just in and out. I know there's a lot of people who have more trust and more faith and more risk appetite, let's put it like that, to be putting into these altcoins and so on. But to be honest, right now, I think Link is now in the top 5. I think in the top 5 of like the global market cap, in the coin market cap. So it's no longer a very small token. There's quite substantial amount of liquidity. So I guess I can't say anymore that it is just a small altcoin or anything like that. It has become a pretty big monster. Let's put it like that. It has been a pretty big monster, and the hype basically. But it's the same as with everything. So yeah, if people are asking me, can this keep on going? No, it can never keep something that goes parabolic, and this is going parabolic, right? This is a parabolic move that we're seeing right here. So we're gonna see this is going parabolic, yes, and at one point it's going to be crashing back down to this area, like $8.50 or something like that. It's just how parabolic moves go. So at one point it's gonna make that move towards the downside. But very similar to with everything in the market, we still need to see a blow off top. We still need to see a high confirmed, right? We still need to see a bearish divergence on that top, and then a reversal, and then we can call it a top, and then we can see that big crash, well, not big crash, but a pullback towards the downside, right? So now everything is going to be pumping, right? But the thing is, some things are going to be pumping bigger and some things are going to be pumping less, right? So in an uptrend, you have to look at it as Big Daddy that is basically pulling up all the little kids also towards the upside, right? So, but one thing that you have to be careful about is, like I said, why would you be investing in a coin that you are not very, very sure about, while you kind of are sure about the top coins that are going to be pumping already? So I mean, I just prefer that than putting my money into some shit coins that I don't really trust. And Tina, coins like Ripple and Litecoin, I don't trust them, because they have a horrible chart. And yeah, they will pump, right? If Bitcoin pumps, they will be pumping as well. But I don't know. I don't know. Why would I be putting money in those tokens? I'll just prefer to just trade, like I said, trade the hype coins that is going on right now, in and out for short term, and Bitcoin. That's it. I don't care. I don't really care about anything else. I saw, for example, I saw Tron and Waves doing some collaboration, and it pumped like 40-50%. I have no idea how much it pumped, but I literally don't care about it. Like I literally don't care about it. So yeah, that's just my point of view though. Like yeah, if you're able to be making lots of money on those kind of pumps, yeah, great. Keep on going, or keep doing it, right? So as long as you're making money, I'm happy for you. And yeah, that's basically it. Anyways, let's go back into our Bitcoin, right? So we were talking about it yesterday. Like I said, the trend is still towards the upside. We are creating we keep creating higher lows, right? Higher lows, even on the daily. We are creating higher lows. So yeah, the trend is still our friend. And after the daily close of today, we can clearly see we are back above the 10 simple moving average. It was a couple of days that we were below it, right? So we were here below it, and then here we closed just below it as well. But now we confirmed it back up. So that on the daily basis, that is basically our mood indicator. Let's put it like that. So if we keep closing above the 10 simple moving average, everything is fine. Probabilities are, going towards the upside is way higher than towards the downside. And if we start closing once again below the 10 simple moving average, and then we have the EMA 21, that is basically going to be our support line, right? And I think that is pretty clear, right? If you look very, very carefully, okay, look here. So we closed below the 10 simple moving average. Where did the price go? EMA 21. We are closing now above the 10 simple moving average. Every time we are closing above the 10 simple moving average, we are moving towards the green box area, right? So the previous resistance, right? So where do I expect prices to be going? Well, most likely it's going to go back to our green box over the next couple of days, to be honest. I don't see, as long as the daily, so tomorrow, if we still are above the 10 simple moving average, pretty confident to say that we'll most likely be retrying to be going towards that 12,000 area once again. And like I said, there is a potential, because it will be the third time that we are touching the top side. So it can break, and then we can think about higher levels. Like I said, most likely if we do break the 12,200 area and we close above it, then most likely next targets will be 12,500, 13,000, and then eventually most likely 14,000 or near to the 14,000 area, which is where I currently have my top. At least my local top, where most likely we'll be having a more serious pullback towards the downside, or some more let's say volatility. Let's put it like that. But let's think about all of those scenarios when we get there. It's still some time to go. But like I said, on the daily, that's basically our heart monitor. We close above the 10 simple moving average, most likely continuation towards the top side around the 12k. We close below the 10 simple moving average, most likely going back towards the EMA 21, right? But right now, is the EMA 21 is even at the 11,200 area. So things are looking very, very, very good, that we are going to be breaking towards the upside rather than downside. But never say never. As you know, things can go wrong always very, very quickly. Anyways, let's move into the 4-hour chart, or the smaller time frame. And basically let's recap a little bit also on the RSI, what we were talking about yesterday, right? So yesterday I was saying this is basically our line that we are looking on the RSI. We are moving up. This is support, bounced up, support, bounce up. And then this was our breakdown towards the downside. Because why? Because we were creating a massive bearish divergence, right? Bearish divergence towards the downside. And then we basically broke back down, and then we went back up. And like I said, I told you guys also, we most likely will get a rejection from that point here, and that's what we get. But we were forming some sort of like a bull flag, where things were left off yesterday. And I said, with that bull flag, most likely we will be able to be breaking back above that area, right? So that's where we're at right now. We're back above that area, but at one point, right now, if you can see, we are very similar to Ethereum. If we keep closing above this green box here, we will be retesting this R1 line. But if we manage to be closing above this R1 line, of course, obviously we will be able to reach the R2 line, right? So over the next 4 hours, let's see if we can manage to be closing some candles above the R1 line, which is currently at 11,841, right? So if we manage to get close above there, most likely continuation towards the 12. If not, if we get another rejection here, where do I think that we were going back down to? Well, very, very simple. Once again, back to our EMA 21, which is currently at the 11,600 area. So what I am more expecting is over the next couple of days is so not sure if we have another strength to be going towards the upside here. Maybe not very sure, but eventually very similar like Ethereum, a drop back into this area here. This green box is then our support with our EMA. 1 second, with our EMA that is most likely going to be, you know, going towards the upside like this, and then price is going to be making this bounce towards the downside around the 11,600 ish area, and then float back up towards the upside, right? So because continuation is trend is our friend until the end, right? So where for people who are asking me where would I be thinking about putting in some positions, once again, well, that's the area where I'm interested in putting in getting back into the long rides once again. Other than that, we can also see on the RSI actually very beautifully what we want to be seeing. Well, we want to be seeing that it basically goes back down here as a retest. Very similar in all these other cases, right? A retest of that support and then move back up. And well, if we are looking at this as a retest, we can see on the left hand side it's around 49, let's say 49, something like that. Well, what's the price when RSI would be going towards 49? So we can actually input that, right? So we can input that in 49, and as you can see, if we are inputting 49, 11,629, well, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Because, well, what is our EMA 21? Exactly 11,654 right now. So pretty much that area that we are looking at, or that we are interested in at, right? So like I said, I don't really expect us to have super big moves over the next couple of days. It's also weekend, but yeah, things can change obviously, but like I said, most likely ranging in between this area here, accumulate a little bit during the weekend, and then yeah, most likely a push up towards the top side, and then next week, yeah, I expect by next week we most likely, well, if this is the third time, and if third time is the charm, most likely a break towards the upside, and then we can talk about 12.5k and 13k and so on and next. So pretty exciting times for the bulls, to be honest. But of course we also have to have our mind correctly set, and that would be, yeah, of course, if we do break below this this green box here, things can go very, very nasty very quickly, swipe towards the 11k. If we close below the 11k, then things will be very nasty, and then we would be going all the way down, most likely towards the 10.5k, and that would not be a pretty move. If you're asking me, do I think that is that the higher probability? Of course, that's not the higher probability right now, but you know, always, like I said, make sure that you have a plan. Make sure that you have your stop losses ready. Make sure you have you know, your plan ready in case things don't go the way that you think it is going to be going. But for now, like I said, what would be very beautiful is we make some sort of like a bull flag or something like that, right? Some nice bull flag here, and then push back up towards the top once again, and maybe during the weekend we grind back down here, and then after the weekend we push and break towards the 12,500, 12,800 area, right? Which is our next our next target if we are breaking up from it. Everything was going to be depending on what happens with the traditional markets weekly close, because tomorrow, obviously, well, tomorrow when I'm waking up at 8 a.m., it's going to be the weekly close for the traditional markets and also on the CME chart. So that's what we are going to be paying attention to, because when the CME is going to be closing, we have some sort of like an indicator what is going to be happening during the weekend, and we have an idea how the market is going to be around Sunday for the spot price market, right? So all eyes tomorrow on the traditional markets. But like I said, most likely continuation of the trend with the Dixie going down. I don't think we have a big issue or a big problem with that, right? So let's take a look at our expected move charts, because, well, it is 12 hours already, and let's take a look on the expected move chart. Expected move chart is saying first standard deviation towards the top side is 11,919, which is of course the top level of our chart, and 11,614, very interesting number once again, 11,614, which is kind of the expectation where we kind of expect price to be going back down to, right? 11,614. Like I said, that would make the touch around this EMA 21. That would concur with the RSI touching back on the support line, etc., etc. I see a lot of confluence, so I like it. I like it. And then, of course, you can see that the angles is curled a little bit more towards the downside. So the probability that we are going towards the downside of this standard deviation is a little bit higher than towards the upside, right? So good stuff. Good stuff. Other than that, the Stokes indicator on the 12-hour is once again curling towards the upside, which is for the medium term very, very positive trend, right? Let's take a look on the shorter time frames if we can see something there. Shorter time frames, the Stokes on the 4-hour is still curling towards the upside, but as you can see, we are quite high on the top side right now already, right? So it can do something like this, and then, like I said, we still have a little bit of energy towards the upside. So R1, R2, not really sure that we'll be breaking the R1 and close above it. Possible, but as you can see, quite toppy already towards the upside. So more likely towards the downside, like I said. So yeah. Let's take a look at our RSI. RSI is saying the cross down at 11,700. So yeah, pretty much the areas that we are seeing so much confluence in those type of areas, right? So yeah, I think the plan or the idea is very clear. At least for me, it's very clear what I'm going to be doing. If you don't have an idea, then you should be rewatching the video, I guess. But yeah, I'm expecting continuation overall of the trend towards the upside. Small pullback, most likely, of this area here. You know, back down towards this green box. EMA 21, etc., etc. Some sort of like a flag that we are going to be forming, pushing up towards the upside, moving towards the making maybe another flag here during the weekend, and then a break up towards the upside there. That's basically what I'm hoping, or I'm thinking that is going to be happening. But of course, always make sure that you put your stop losses and so on. And where would I be seeing a lot of problems? Well, of course, if we are starting to close below the EMA 55, so a 4-hour candle close below the EMA 55, which is currently at 11,580, as you can see. If it closes below that price, I'll most likely be exiting my long from there. Other than that, another point that you can be seeing is this, where we had that major push, right? So we can look at this area here. If the price just wicks below this point here at 11,500, then yeah, I would most likely be closing my short as well. So those are the two triggers for me that I will be taking a look at, and that will most likely be very similar as well on the daily. If tomorrow we start closing below the 10 simple moving average, I will most likely be a little bit worried, but not that concerning just yet, right? So not that concerning yet. The good thing is, if we are looking on the daily, as you can see here, this RSI is making a very nice formation as well, right? So as you can see here, some sort of like a falling wedge, I guess, falling wedge. So do we do something like this, move back down, back up, and then during the weekend this type of movement, and then Okay, that's a little bit exaggerated, but you know what I mean. A break towards the upside, and then this is enough power to be breaking the whole formation of this resistance, right? 1, 2, third one, and then yeah, like I said, 13,000, and then higher towards the 14,000 most likely. So something like this, right? So good times if things go into a fruition, right? So that'll be good times. Anyways, we are all updated on Bitcoin. Just like I said, just make sure that you still know and keep in mind, right? Danger areas, right? So keep that all in mind. Closing below the EMA 55 on this area here would not be good. Most likely it swipe back down towards this area. If this area breaks, most likely swipe back down to here. So like I said, always keep your strategy in check, and make sure that you have the right plan and the right idea, and not blindly go in and think, yes, this is it, this is going to be, the probabilities are very high towards we're going towards the upside. I would say this is, yeah, I mean, you can't be bearish if we are holding this support trend line since the 28th of July. Can't be bearish, but like I said, things can always go wrong. I've seen everything that you thought it was impossible happen before during my trading career. So yeah, nobody expected it also that we would dump from whatever it was during the coronavirus crash towards the downside, and also nobody was expecting to have a V-shape recovery market as well, right? So don't expect things to be going the way that you think all the time. But for now, price action is dictating push towards the upside, so cannot be bearish, right? Okay, let's go into some shit coins, because a lot of people are asking about the shit coins. Okay, what's the first shit coin that we're gonna move? Take a look at. I'll take a look at ICX. Okay, for Laxman, ICX. ICX. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's a nice push towards the upside. That's a nice push towards the upside, but every time we have that push toward an R3, right? It's very toppy. Let's put it like that. Whenever we get to that area, and also right now, as you can see, RSI is we are most likely going to make bearish divergence here. So a pullback is very, very likely, right? So that's most likely our top here. We got a nice rejection wick here. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a nice pullback down for Icon, to be honest. So pullback, very, very likely towards the downside. Where would I be thinking about? Well, most likely the like I said, the EMA 21 is going to be going up, right? So it's going to be slowly, so most likely back to around 0.47, 0.476 is where I would be expecting that Mr. Icon is going to be going into, right? So that's where I would be thinking that it's gonna go down to. Let's take a look on the daily chart, if we can see. Yeah, daily chart looks pretty good. So is there any bearish divergence or something like that? Let's take a look. Bearish divergence? Nope, no bearish divergence just yet. So continuation is the trend. So most likely we will have continuation of Icon as well. So a pullback towards this area here, most likely somewhere around there, and then continuation towards the upside, to be honest. Yeah. What else did somebody ask? What was the other shit coin that's comp? Oh yeah, comp USDT. Let's take a look at comp. Oh yeah, I know comp because I've been watching it as well. So comp did a nice pump, very nice pump here, but once again, R3 level, as you can see, R3 level is usually very toppy, right? Let's take a look if we have bearish divergence there. 1 second. on the 4-hour. So from this point to this point, yeah, we have a bearish divergence from that point here. So from this point to this point, and then from the RSI from this point to this point, and that's the bearish divergence is being what's happening right now, right? So we had a nice pullback of the price already, moving all the way down, very close to the EMA 55, but still basically closing above the EMA 21. So pretty positive. Looks like a bounce right now. So I think we will have a bounce right now around this area back up, to be honest. First level towards the upside, the R1 level most likely. So back to 227-ish area, I would think. But let's see, yeah. I think it's gonna make a push towards the upside. Let's see if we have a nice daily. If we can see some divergences there. 1 second, divergences here. No bearish divergence of on the daily. So yeah, continuation is once again, continuation is the name of the game. But this look a little bit let's say, I wouldn't say problematic or anything like that, but I still it still looks like it wants to be pulling back a little bit more afterward. So in the short term, I would be waiting it out a little bit, here, because it's not 100% sure that it's going to be holding this this pivot line, to be honest. Just looking at the daily on the longer term. Also, the 10 simple moving average, as you can see here, is making like a small towards the downside. So it's very possible that it crosses the EMA 21 here, which is most likely going to be dragging that down towards the EMA 55. So another swipe back down towards this area first before it makes a continuation towards the upside. So I would be a little bit careful with comp. Would not be immediately going into a position, although this looks like a nice push towards the upside, but it could be going up here, make a rejection, and go back down back to the EMA 55, to be honest. So I would wait it out a little bit, just because on the daily it doesn't look 100% that the correction is over just yet on the daily. So I would wait it out a little bit for comp, and just put in some scam entries around this EMA 55. That's and then look when it hits. Just don't look back at it for a couple of days, and then take your profits. That's what I would be doing with comp. So yeah. I'll take a look at band. Okay, let's take a look at band. I'm very interested in band as well, so I kind of know what band is doing already. So band is made a very strong push also towards the R3, as you can see, topping there, very similar to comp, to be honest. So what we have is bearish divergence, as you can see here, from this point to this point, this point to this point, and that's the bearish divergence that is being played out right now towards the downside. Is it done already just yet? I don't think the bearish divergence is done just yet. We have major resistance on this area here, so I do think that we have continuation, but I would be looking at around the EMA 55. I don't think it's going to be a very quick drop, so it's going to be very slow sideways, and then down somewhere around here, I would say. So I would put some scam orders around here, because I do expect the EMA 55 to be going up. So that's where I have my entry orders, somewhere around $12.6, something like that. That's where I'm interested in band. Once again, do I think that there will be continuation? I do think that there's continuation, but like I said, looking at the daily, this is not a very strong daily. I think we have more pullback towards the downside first before anything else. Do we have bearish divergence on the daily? Let's take a quick look. No bearish divergence on the daily. No bearish divergence on the daily. So continuation is the trend, but a bigger pullback is most likely the scenario. So I would not be entering a position immediately. I would be looking more towards the EMA 55. That is most likely going to be going up, so somewhere around this area here, depending on how things go over the next couple of days, right? But yeah, that's it. All right, did I go over all the shit coins that we wanted to hear about? But yeah, good times. good times. Let's call it a day. I think everybody kind of is in the know what is going on or what I'm expecting. I do expect a continuation of the trend over the next couple of days. Tomorrow, let's take a look on the traditional markets and the CME weekly close. That is going to give us a very nice indication of what is going to be happening over the next week. But I do believe that next week the week that we are going to be breaking or touching the 12.2k. I think so. I think next week is most likely the time for Bitcoin to be doing what Bitcoin wants to be doing. So, all right. Hope you have a beautiful weekend because it's Friday evening. You should be just chilling, resting, and putting in some long positions. All right, guys. See you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Please like, share, comment, and do whatever you want to do with this channel. And until